they're just dumped into the apartment and then they're out on their own.
It's the one thing that we have scientific evidence that actually is working. The Housing First model was created as a way to eliminate barriers to housing. It lets them in the door without any prerequisites, and it says that we're going to work with these people where they're at. We're not going to force them to engage in any services they don't want, with the goal that over time people, once they've had their basic needs of shelter met, that they will then choose to engage in services of their own volition.
If a homeless person comes to us for services, we require that they meet certain specifications. They work towards sobriety. Housing First, I think it works in certain situations, but the problem is that they're kind of left in these apartments by themselves and they're out on their own. They had a problem to start with. You know, it could have been drugs or it could have been alcohol or whatever. But they need help other than just being free housing.
It shouldn't be that we just put people in their apartments and let them sit. The one thing people must agree to is to engage with and meet with a case manager on a regular basis.
If a homeless person comes to us for services, we let them into the mission and do an evaluation of what their needs are. If it's a drug problem, then we would put them through a 10-step program.
That model works for the majority of individuals. It does not work for individuals who are chronically homeless with very, very severe substance use and mental health needs, because those individuals tend to, either they don't get into programming or they get kicked out right after they get into programming.
I think it is very important to have a set of rules. I mean, you have to get up at a certain time. You get up at 6:30 in the morning. You have to be in the building at 9 o'clock.
People in Housing First should be subject to the same rules that anyone in market rate housing is subject to. If you do something that is against your lease, then that is a problem, and that has to be treated as a problem. But it does say that we don't kick people out of their housing or, you know, evict people from their housing because they do something that we consider to be undesirable that someone who has money could get away with. So there's really no one way to really appropriately house anyone, and there's no one model that should be used to house every single type of homeless person.